Hi, I am Troy Skinner,
And James M. Black.
and I am the director, co-writer, and producer, as well as lead actor of Black Lightning, Tobias' Revenge.
And I am co-star, actor, producer, VFX supervisor, and artist.
All right, so let's get to it. This is the first opening sequence. It wasn't the first day that we shot, but we went through a couple of iterations of the script, and we realized that it didn't open with action. So
Right. Gotta have an explosive opening, you know?
Yeah. Jay Hunter gave us the idea of making sure we had an action sequence, so we took that and put that there. This is Metropolis. Yeah.
God, the original intro to this was so much different when I was working on it.
Yeah.
I'm so glad we went that route.
Yeah. And I mean, I knew that we were in good hands when I saw the opening city sequence. James did that. I was just blown away. Here's Michael Thompson, the brilliant actor, my Christian brother and a good friend. He's always getting beat up in my films.
He's always getting beat up. Like, Michael, we need you to take this punch here. Oh, okay.
Yeah, sure. He's an easygoing actor. This was a tough night. We started out, Dimitri and I, as co-directors, and we have different work styles. And I'm a little more faster. I'm more about the actors being comfortable. Dimitri isn't.
Right.
So this turned into a really long night. That overhead sequence originally was longer.
Yes. I remember that.
Yeah.
It was a great setup shot, but it took so much time.
It took a long time, and we had to remember that we're working on a short film.
Right.
Originally, we wanted this to be under 15 minutes. It wasn't going to happen.
That was not going to happen. I knew that when we were writing it.
Yeah. So this sequence here, James created this amazing title that was used by the CW and different people.
No, this shot right here.
That was too.
That was used
but
on
remember,
the first episode
they were
of
using
Black
our
Lightning.
title for a while, and
then they changed it.
Yeah, then they changed it. So it's always funny to see that. When I first had came up with the idea of doing Black Lightning, it was just going to be him. But then I was like, well, nobody really knows him,
Right.
so thus came in Virgil,
Right.
Static Shock.
Doing it for the fans.
We had to do it for the fans. We wanted to make sure that people knew exactly, what we were aiming to do, which was to appease the fans.
Right.
To have a really good.
And let them know that there's a difference. There's Static and Black Lightning are not the same character.
Right. And we would go online and we would see people say it, and we were like,
no, that's not him. It's a totally different character.
Yeah. I guess they just thought that maybe he grew into him.
Right.
You
Well,
know
because
what I mean?
Black Lightning he was swept under the rug so much. Like he was very obscure and nobody knew about him. So they see a black guy with electric powers. That's kind of the thing in superhero movies. So they figured that was probably Static.
That's because we're in an electric culture.
Yeah. I mean, but that's the thing though. Like, I love it.
Yeah. So James went out and got his wardrobe and matched a photo that is literally online floating around, and side-by-side comparison, it was uncanny. That was one of the things. One of the little key secrets here is that I actually have my sides under the desk, on my lap, and on the floor, because, I was doing just so much. Man, this looks good, doesn't it?
Right?
I was doing so much that I couldn't focus on all those different things. I mean, literally just,
Guys, when you have no budget, you seriously have to improvise and just make it work.
Yeah.
And we totally made this work. I mean, Choice, as a director, writer, and he's in control of everything going on in the scene and still has to make time to get into his character and deliver to the scene. That's what I admire the most about you. And
Thank you.
And it came out great. And with that costume, so what I'm wearing is from the Young Justice version of Static. I played around with having both.
And those letters in his
series.
hands, I'm sorry to interrupt, is if you look and pay close attention to it and rewind it and watch it again, it's actually, there's some Easter eggs there.
Yeah.
But go ahead, what you saying about the Young Justice?
Oh yeah, I wanted to have some of the Young Justice version of Static, as well as from his original cartoon series. You see that later on.
Which is what we based a lot of the Black Lightning costume design on as well.
Yeah.
Because he was bald and had the same glasses.
Exactly.
And stuff, yeah. So here's our guys. These are all guys from Breaking Through Acting Workshop. All of them have studied with me.
BTAW.
and they're all proficient and strong actors, and they all went and got their own wardrobe. So, and we stole this shot. This shot.
Oh yeah, I remember that day. We just came from shooting another scene on that same day and jetted over to the Van Nuys Airport. And got that in. Choice really made it happen.
So James, you want to talk a little bit about the VFX on this part here?
Oh right. So we're shooting in LA, but it's not supposed to be LA. It's supposed to be Metropolis. So you would think like Chicago, New York, that type of city. So unfortunately, we didn't put green screen up on the windows to give a city like outside. So I had to go frame by frame and roto that thing out and put in the city background, then track the motion. It was a nightmare. As simple of a shot as it is, it was a nightmare. And like I said, no budget, no money being thrown. Like I'm literally spending hours and hours and hours at home trying to get it the best way I can. See, that's downtown LA back there, but you can't tell.
That television footage is actually played. We shot that maybe weeks prior to that.
Right.
And we put that in. Those pictures there, James had put together some Photoshop images of a family, the Murray family, and they allowed us to use their kids as our kids,
yes,
which is really cool.
Those two little kids in the picture, if you rewinded, that would be young Jennifer and young Anissa.
Right. And we definitely wanted to, deal more with Black Lightning than the whole family aspect.
Right.
I mean, we deal with it for like character development, and this is the beautiful, amazing Daphne McGarry Clark.
She's so terrific.
Who is just Hollywood has yet to really embrace her, but it's coming. This was a tough day as well. This was a long day.
Yes, I remember this day.
Yeah, we shot this out at Santa Monica. Jay Hunter worked out the location with one of his friends, and
shout out to Jay Hunter.
Shout out to Jay Hunter.
He also got the location for the school that we shot at.
Yes, the location for the school. So big shout out to him. He, Jay is one of those producers that makes things get done. If you pay attention, you'll see that there was a reflector or a scrim on the side there. I hated it, but the shot. I mean, it was one of the only shots that we could use. And Dimitri actually edited this sequence, and I went through and I trimmed it a little because it ran long.
Right. This film, I think, was originally 45 minutes long.
Yeah, it was. It could have been a feature film, and there's Ramsey Phillips. He's another amazing actor.
He's so dope.
Working with Ramsey is so easy,
and it's so exhilarating because when you see him on camera, you're like, okay, what is Ramsey gonna do? What is Ramsey gonna do? And then he does something. It's like, oh, Ramsey, I appreciate you for doing that.
So we gave him the role of Bibbo Bibowski, who has been in a lot of the cartoons, but he's never really been focused on. And I think he's a very interesting character because he knows both Batman and
Superman.
Right. Yeah. And he also knows Black Lightning. So, we threw him in as basically that person that fills in a little of the information of what's happening in the atmosphere of Suicide Slums.
And for those of you that don't know, the Black Lightning TV show makes up a fictional city, but Black Lightning is originally from Metropolis, from the south side of Metropolis. Where Superman, something goes on in that story where Superman can't be there, so he's there and trained by Batman, and so you see all these characters that are in the Superman universe.
Yeah, so that was Vanessa Henderson, Giordano, who played the news reporter. She did a great job. We shot that on, and that was the first shot.
That was the first day.
That was the first day.
We shot at the Breaking Through Acting Studio. Set up some green screens, and it was so easy. It was a breeze.
Yeah. There's Dimitri Morantis, who's a co-producer, and also Tobias. Well, I think he did a phenomenal job.
He did amazing. He was amazing. And the makeup on him just made him look so creepy.
Yeah. And so, contrary to what they're doing on the CW version, we wanted to get more the mythical, mystical version.
Yeah, there was definitely a demonic side to what happens to him in the comics.
Yeah.
Rather, I mean, of course, he turns albino, but we wanted to give it like more than just a natural albino look. We wanted to make him more demonic and menacing and.
Yeah, I mean, they still haven't really even gone into how the CW guy has his powers. They kind of alluded to it, but they haven't. With us, we focused on this battle. Oh, this was always that shot always got a response in the festivals.
Yeah, everybody was always like, "Oh,
yeah." And when we were first doing it, we were like, "Well, see, James is a splatter king. I mean, I'm usually a little bit more conservative." when Dimitri did this was like yes.
Yes, it was perfect.
Yes.
It gave me Joker vibes from The
Yes.
Dark Knight when he's looking into the camera and talking.
Yes. This was a hard VFX shot for me. Sometimes we, James and I, we kind of tossed the ball back and forth. James did most of the VFX, but then, Chase and I would come in and do some things. I couldn't do this shot with the TV. I had to go outsource it because there was just no way.
Yeah, our workload was piled. Oh, this shot right here.
Yeah, okay. Let's talk about it. Well, the suit in the backdrop, the old suit that you see was actually the original suit we wanted to have. It was, we spent months working with a CGI, not CGI, but a cosplay guy. And when we got the suit, shout out to Mike Graham real quick because he does a phenomenal job in this. He's one of my closest friends. But when we got the suit, it just was falling apart already. So it wasn't going to be able to work for fight choreography.
Right. And one thing about fight choreo, your wardrobe has to be able to take it because you're going to take hits. It may be like body shots or whatever, but it has to stay intact. And unfortunately that suit just didn't really do it. So Choice went and ordered a motorcycle outfit, which me and him also, we went to a store and got the fabric, and I pretty much glued it onto his suit. And we kept the belt from the old suit. We kept the belt.
Was cool.
The belt was dope, yeah.
And if you watch, you'll see the inconsistency in the outfit. Like certain shots, it's sewed, and certain shots, it's not. Shout out to Joan Moulton.
Yes.
She did a phenomenal job. She took it and got it sewed.
Got it sewed on.
Yeah.
I kept on reapplying glue to your costume, man, in the middle of the fight scenes. It was just falling apart.
The really funny story about those glasses, they're $5. And what happened was that when I got them, something happened where I didn't want a pair of them. I ended up, that's the connection with Gamby there, because a lot of people who saw that.
Yeah, they don't know about
that. But those glasses, only $5, and I ended up having to keep them without having to send them back. So I got them for free.
I love this scene.
Yeah.
This is one of my favorite scenes.
Yeah, this is superb acting between Chase and Dimitri. I mean, Chase has been studying with me for a while, and this was like the first thing that showed me he was a beast of an actor. I mean, a beast of an actor, cinematographer.
Yeah.
And he's a Chase do anything guy.
Yeah, he's a troubleshooter. He does it all. I mean, we all wore so many hats on this film. It was like, support indie artists, man. Like the guys and girls that have to put on all the hats and still maintain their talent as an actor and be on set and get into that character. Like Chase was phenomenal in everything.
Yeah. Shout out to Nuri and Robin March for letting us use their office. They have a Bells Bond company, SCV Bells Bond in Santa Clarita. Big shout out to them. We got in there. And it's funny, I always do movies around the 4th of July.
Right, because Keep the Faith, you did that on 4th of July.
So I always go out. Dollar store is king. Make sure you guys have people that go out to the dollar store. All of that stuff was probably less than $15. Just to set, dress, and to design. Like the two adjacent scenes, that scene and the scene where they got shot, I just loaded up with stuff for like $15. Shout out to our light guy. He was great.
The light guy was great. And shout out to Austin for having all that fun with the balloon in the background.
Yeah.
The big dude in the red, he's just hitting the balloon early if you rewind it. It was so funny.
And it's always funny to hear people say, what was he doing with that balloon?
Right.
It's just funny. It's just funny. These little things that Allah was doing was so great. Like I wasn't telling them much. They all played. Dimitri played. They all did their own thing. And I believe in giving actors space to do that. This little grab here, and it's just always so, we laugh at the festivals constantly because it's just so funny.
It's funny as hell, man.
And poor Chase got a little beat up in that, but it was all good. Okay, James, let's talk about this.
Oh, hey, there go my car at the time.
Yeah. These shots are always tough because you don't have the budgets to fill them in. James, this was actually the first shot.
That was the first shot. No, the second shot that I worked
VFX
on.
Shot?
That was the second VFX shot that I worked on.
Yeah. I remember when you first did it.
When I first did it, the rough draft of that was so bad. Now, this shot right here, though, I hate. every time I looked at at it in the theater, I would always stick my middle finger at it because it gave me such a heartache. So the building that you see in the background, okay, on the two shot of Black Lightning and Detective Henderson, you'll see a building in the background that's not real. And the thing is, when you're working on indie projects, guys, like, make sure to prepare. We had no idea how much work it was going to take to put that building back there.
Yeah.
Usually, like on a $50 million project, they would have a huge blue screen back there to block out the sky. Oh my God, I spent 2 weeks on this shot. 2 weeks.
And still to this day, he's still not satisfied.
I'm still not satisfied. But hey, it served its purpose.
We went to a VFX program that James had gave, and they couldn't tell the difference. So that's all that mattered. Yeah. I mean, he worked hard on this shot too. You know, Black Lightning appearing and disappearing was very important. You know, a lot of times because of the TV show, if you look there, you'll see that there's a reflector to the right. Somebody forgot to remove that. It's always those things in those shots.
I love the lighting.
Keisha Tucker back there from Black Panther.
From Black Panther.
So
that's my girl.
We got her first. A lot of times when you see, you know, these effects and stuff and the work that James put in, he was always working on them. Even their earlier versions, there was stuff that wasn't there. James would go in and create them and put them there.
So tough.
It's just, yeah. I mean, when you look at it, you know, this is a little controversial here because Black Lightning does something that, you know, people say, you know, well, that's kind of questionable. But nowadays, all of you superheroes are killing.
Oh yeah, you see Batman versus Superman.
Yeah.
He had like at least a 15 body count.
Or even in Titans now. Titans,
in Titans,
they're killing left and right. So, you know, we were first. We were first. I like being first. Okay, so this is a repeat of the opening sequence here. We knew that this was going to happen. Originally, when we first put this out, we put it out in 2 parts because we wanted to beat the CW show, and we did. But now, as a whole film, if you notice, the film gets a little progressively dark. The colorist, Jeremiah Morey, decided that was something to do. It made sense, but now that, you know, DC is more lighter, it kind of feels like this is a little dated. But, you know, I've put a little lightning on there to get it online. So now Black Lightning's in trouble.
Oh yeah.
I feel like we're forgetting something. Is there something we're forgetting? The location?
Oh, the warehouse.
The warehouse.
Yeah, in South Central.
And that crack there.
Oh yeah, that you wouldn't put in there.
Oh my gosh, it's you know.
This was actually the fun shoot though, the warehouse. It was exhausting, but it was actually fun.
Yeah, 3 days, and unfortunately, right across the street was there
was a school.
And
they had like band practice or something like that.
Band practice on one day, and then on the weekend, because we did Friday.
Right.
Friday was the first day,
and then Saturday
and Sunday they had a bazaar and like a little outside mall.
It was so much noise.
Yeah.
And those walls didn't block out any of that.
Not at all. So a lot of this stuff was shot out of sequence. We would go back and people who couldn't make it, we would bring them in. And that's actually like inside.
Right.
But, you know, we had somebody light it to where it looks like it's outside. Sachiko Ashida is amazing. I advocate anybody to hire her.
Absolutely.
You know, but anyway, we may do with it, you know, especially when it comes to sound.
Yeah.
You know, because sound is always a tough thing. And, you know, you're always going to have scheduled conflicts and stuff. There's Jay Hunter. The man, look at those arms, man. That guy, he's got those arms, you know.
Just beating the hell out of him.
I really wanted Black Lightning to get his ass whooped. Okay, so there's a story behind that. James, you want to talk about the superhero entrance?
The superhero entrance. Everybody's got to have a superhero landing. Even though, well, this is Sachiko Ishida playing Lady Shiva, one of the few people to ever defeat Batman in hand-to-hand combat.
That's right.
And so that shot where she jumps out the window, we had shot that on green screen, and it was just so bad. Like, her hair wasn't flying up. Like, it didn't match the physics of her falling down. So we went and did it, and we were like, no, we got to do this over again.
Yeah, Jay Hunter was adamant about it.
He was very adamant about it, and I agree with him. Like, it was definitely something that had to be done. So we had a reshoot of her jumping down on a green screen and landing. It turned out a lot better.
Yeah.
And then as well as another shot that's coming up with another character. There's Jonesy Agende.
Amano.
Yes.
One of my closest friends. He's an amazing actor. Jonesy and Sachiko did a lot of work with this fight routine. And a lot of times people will shoot stuff like this wide. I didn't want to shoot it wide because I had so many people in the background that would have been an issue.
Right.
So I chose a closer shot, and because of them as actors and their routine, they worked harder than anybody.
Right.
Yeah.
I agree. And nobody in here is from stunts. Like, these are all actors doing their own fight scenes, doing their own choreography. Like I said, filming on a budget. When you can't afford a stunt team, you hire actors that are willing to work and that are willing to do what it takes to sell it, and they most definitely sold it, and they did a phenomenal job.
Yeah,
I love when she pulls out that sword.
That's everything there. And, and these guys here, he learned the fight routine like in 2 days.
It was very quick for him.
He never really had that much rehearsal, because Jay had so many fight routines.
Yeah,
I think he actually had more than anybody. And these guys here, I mean, just working. Look at that.
Love that shot.
I'm a little bit more conservative in my fight choreography because I like for the actors to act. Usually, the stuff like the raid and stuff, I enjoy that too. But it is for what it is. You know, to see these moments, those are important to me.
Oof.
So now everybody's powers come back because Regulator is dead. Because people were having a slight misunderstanding on how come Black Lightning and them couldn't fight with their powers. Well, Regulator was alive. Now that he's dead, they're all able to bring their powers back. And this was a Matrix moment for me from Matrix Reloaded. I always love that moment. And guys with guns just have a reason to shoot, so they'll just shoot anything. Right.
They're not aiming at it. They just shoot.
They're shooting, hoping that they'll stick their head out.
Right.
You always have that catalyst. I love this moment.
Oh yeah, it's one of my favorites.
This was, forget it. I mean, to see this, and people would watch the trailer, they were like, was that static? And it was like, James came in off actually a skateboard, and then he went in and did the VFX and jumped off of the metal that,
Oh, this is one of my favorite parts.
Yeah, shout out to our composer, man.
Yes.
Shout out to him, man.
Andreas
De Hand, who is European, and he did this in 5 days.
Yes.
He did the score in 5 days.
And he killed it.
I mean, just amazing. James lived the character of Static. Listen, I don't care who comes. I don't care who does it after him. There'll never be another live action Static like James,
Appreciate you, brother.
Oh, it's true. And this here, the Gung Fu sequence, they worked really hard on it. This is the first time I ever saw Jay Hunter get upset.
Oh, yeah. I love this.
Yeah.
Our Dragon Ball moment.
Yeah, and it's actually taken from one of the comics when they worked together against Holocaust. Actually.
Yeah.
Right?
I forget what the name of the comic was, but Holocaust shows up to mess up everybody's stuff. Like Black Lightning, he's Jefferson Pierce at that time. I think he's delivering a speech, and then Holocaust comes in and then messes everything up, and then Static is there, and they have like a little team up. So we're pretty much borrowing from that as well.
From the comic, definitely. If you pay really close attention, the flickering, James and I literally, that was the last thing we had to do because it signifies the lightning happening. So there were moments where it had to be high, low, and then we had to shake. It was a lot of detail.
It was a lot of work.
And we were exhausted at that point. I was like, do we really have to do it? He was like, yes, we have to do it.
This is, man, guys, when you go to the movies, like a movie like Avengers or like a Marvel movie, a DC movie, any movie with heavy visual effects and CGI, go to the credits and look at the hundreds and hundreds of teams of people that worked on just the VFX alone. We're 3 people.
Yeah, 3 people.
Me, Choice, and Chase.
Yeah.
Doing this stuff.
And maybe two sequences that we, got from outside source.
Right.
So there's a funny story to this. The fire originally was Chase's job. And James went and just literally redid it all. He just wasn't happy with it. But, Chase wasn't really upset about it. He was just like, hey, as long as it's better, that's all that matters.
Right. No, Chase actually laid a lot of groundwork for this for a lot of these scenes because anybody that knows anything about VFX, there's a lot of rotoing involved, or rotoscoping, where you basically have to separate the person from the footage, and it takes a lot of work. Chase really had my back on this scene, like on this whole fight scene. This is a long fight scene, and for all the stuff that I had to do, I couldn't have done it without Chase's help. It would have taken me more months of work. Like it was a lot.
Yeah, and I'll tell you, it was the first fight scene that I actually edited because it meant a lot to me. You know, Holocaust, you know, he's a tough guy. I mean, look at Austin. He looked phenomenal. You know, and these guys, there was no mats on their landing. They are just throwing themselves.
Right.
We shot this sequence in probably under 2 hours.
I was just gonna say it was about 2 hours of this whole sequence.
Yeah, and I remember the look on James's face like there's no way this is gonna come out looking right. And I was just like, trust me, I got it, brother. I got it.
Oh, I love this shot.
Yeah, this is phenomenal.
That's like one of my favorites.
Yeah, and this was actually the first VFX too that James had got into. Other than the Black Lightning arriving and stuff, that was where he tested it. But here, I love this. And
that right there. Lay his ass down.
Yeah. You know, Jay never understood it until we shot it, and then when he saw it in the edit, it made sense. But if you listen to the score, man, you know, you talk about great score, and Andre's just the tension was important for us. I think he made 2 passes on this part.
Mm-hmm.
And I made him change some of the rhythm because the rhythm was off, but otherwise he was right on. Chase went in and did that.
Black Lightning
and
traveling.
James did that, obviously.
I love this scene.
This showdown.
Yeah.
This showdown.
I love those scenes where the tension, like it's a roller coaster. It goes up and then it goes down, and there's tension for a while.
Yeah. Yeah.
He looks so good right there.
Yeah, he does.
He looks so evil.
Yeah, he does. He does.
Oh, okay. I'll let it play, but there's a part in this scene that was so funny to all of us.
You killed my father.
that look on his face, like you guys are measuring what's going on here.
Oh God.
You know, it doesn't matter. I'm standing here. We stole this location. This is a parking garage.
Another steal.
A shout out to Austin Uku. He thought we needed a good parking garage that would be desolate, that nobody would be bothering. We can't talk about the location of it, but we did get accosted by the security.
Oh yeah. He came by like, what are you guys doing?
Well, you know, whenever you're still in the location, this is a Tarantino moment. Sergio Leone, you know, stare down.
I love that part.
It's always a thing, and Andres did great with the drums and the music. He understood it, you know. No one understood what I was saying about that shot in regards to
love that one.
How fast everything moves, but finally James got it and he made it all work out.
And Allah's back there sleeping. He was actually sleeping on the set. He actually fell asleep.
He was asleep.
He was snoring.
He was snoring.
Like we hear it in the sound. It's like hold for snore.
When you steal a location, this is a little tidbit. Anytime you steal a location, make like you're supposed to be there.
Right.
That's the key. You know, don't admit your guilt. Just make like you're supposed to be there, and that's what we told the guy. This is one of my favorite shots. Look at the detail.
Saber thing in the eyes. Chase did that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he was great.
Mm-hmm. And this showdown. Chase did a lot of the staff, if I'm correct.
Yeah, he did pretty much all the staff.
Yeah, James and I worked on Black Lightning.
We worked on Black Lightning's end, and then I did a lot of the reactive lighting.
Yes.
You know, because electricity is bright. Now, mind you guys, Choice is still the director, the fight choreographer, and the DP on whatever shots that don't involve him. But actually, on this shoot, we had Champ Robinson.
Who, he came in and jumped in on.
He jumped in on this.
Third camera. His Chase was first, I was second, and Champ was third camera.
I love this part with the drums.
Oh yeah,
when it switches. Yeah.
Those drums and the sound. You know, Andres has a lot of experience with this stuff, man. He'll definitely be somebody we'll use a lot. You know, by the end of this, man, the makeup on Tobias.
It was just damn near gone. and you were sweating like crazy because it was hot. Choice is a real trooper, guys.
That motorcycle suit was so restrictive. I was sore for 3 weeks afterwards.
Oh,
I was
God.
sore, rolling and kicking.
And I never put on the pants, but I tested out the jacket, and it was very restrictive when it comes to throwing punches and wides, and I can only imagine what it was like to kick.
The jacket got ripped on the right arm.
That's
underneath
right.
the right arm, and Miss Joan went in and took care of that.
My mom again, Joan Moulton. Shout out to Joan Moulton.
But when it came to the beat up, I knew because I did a lot of the work on Tobias's face. You know,
Yeah,
you go,
yeah.
You know, you do a skin mask, and at this point, it worked out because he was supposed to be beat up.
The Black Lightning.
This shot, James hates it still to this day. He hated that shot.
Lightning, no.
So we fade to white, and
Oh, they go to class. Shout out to the class students of Breaking Through Acting Workshop.
yes.
Jason Woods, that's my
superstar
boy.
Jason Woods. Yeah, Jason stepped in and did this for us, and it was effortless for him.
Yes.
You know, Bethany,
There she go.
Michelle.
Shout out to my people that I brought that played the extras. My boy Toma Danagogo, who I know back from Texas. He's my brother. Rico Jimenez, Sabrina Fertel.
Daylon Jackson.
Delon from Breaking Through.
Yeah, Cameron. Oh, there's
Oh, there go Joan. There go my mom.
Mrs. Moulton. a natural actor.
Yeah, she was really roughing me up on that shot too. Like that's my actual mom for people that didn't know, and so she was probably enjoying that.
A lot of people don't know at this point. I wanted to show that he did know that Static saved him. That Virgil is Static, and so you know we use that. He gives him a little bit of a pass.
Oh God, he's so sexy. Oh wait, that's me.
So you know my approach with playing Pierce was just basically this guy who cares and he doesn't put up with crap.
Right.
It's one of those things. So I always had the idea of wanting to have one of those Avengers type endings.
Yeah.
And Chase actually did the closing credits on this.
Chase did a phenomenal job on the credits, because credits are really important. Like people, and if you pay attention to most films that come out, a lot of them are doing a lot of sequences like this in the credits to make people stay and watch who's involved. Because it takes a lot. Okay, this scene right here. Oh God, I was so sick on this day. I was sick as a dog.
Yeah, but you came through. Now that right there was done.
I love that
by
part.
Darren. He was a VFX guy. He took care of that. Stepped in for us. Yeah.
Giovanni, that dude is so hilarious.
Giovanni is tremendously talented. Hands down. We shot this in the alley in LA.
Yeah.
We originally on the Batman coming in had some wire rigging.
Yeah, we had wire rigging ratchets. Yeah, and it didn't work.
It didn't play. I was devastated, and so we had to figure it out. And Darren Wallace, who's a great VFX guy, 3D compositor, came in and took care of it in a week's time.
And shout out to Batman cosplayer. I forget his name.
Jim Logan.
Yeah, Jim Logan. That's right.
Jim Logan does cosplay and effects.
Yeah. And he's a phenomenal dude when it comes to making those costumes, and I would highly recommend him.
Absolutely. He's in Los Angeles, so definitely hit him up. So yeah,
Black
this
Lightning.
went by fast.
This went by really fast. Like the pacing is like bam, 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 and here we are, 34 minutes and it's over.
Yeah. So listen, after two years of VFX and work and we shot it and started shooting in January 2016 and finished principal photography in August, I believe. And then in August, that's when we started post of 2016. And then up until the end of 2017, I believe it was. Yeah. Shout out to Corey Perschbach on this ending score. We wanted it to be like the Batman, first Batman movie, Danny Elfman type of, play off. And big shout out to Action VFX.
Action VFX.
And Aperture.
Yes, those are the guys right there.
So I'm Troy Skinner.
And I'm James M. Black.
And thank you for listening to the